on YouTube. I am over on Howth for a cliff run. Nice easy run just to get myself back in the trails and get the legs moving again. This run starts with about a 10-meter warm-up, maybe 15 meters, and then once you get that first 15 meters of flat done, you're straight into a very steep climb. Gets the heart rate going right from the get-go. And then it flattens out. There's something really cool up here. I'm hoping I don't run past it. Okay, that really cool thing I was looking for, it's just here. Check it out. William Butler Yeats used to live there. I'm not sure if Maud Gonne was with him when he was there, but that's where he lived back when he was writing poetry. Today is Monday, Bank Holiday Monday in Ireland. It's the last Monday of October. Bank Holiday Monday, this day every year. At this day 20 years ago, Bank Holiday Monday, I did my first ever marathon, the Dublin Marathon. I did it, I think I was 4 hours 23, and jeez, it nearly killed me, it really did. I think the longest run I did in training was like 12 or 15 kilometers. I had no clue about marathon running at all. I was a pretty fast 5k runner at the time, but mainly a soccer player. And I just rocked up to that race age 23 and just age 24. It was my birthday last month. Age 24, had no idea what I was doing. Went through the halfway point at 1:45 and then absolutely blew up, the master of all blow-ups, and finished in 4:23, or yes, thereabouts anyway. That was my introduction to marathon running this day 20 years ago. So that marathon this day 20 years ago really set in motion a pattern for what would be the next 20 years of my life. I didn't run another marathon, I think, until 2003 or 2004. I was living in Dubai at the time, and there was no Dubai marathon back then, but there was an Abu Dhabi marathon. So I actually trained for that one. I actually got a training program and kind of stuck to that, and I ran that one in 3:45. The race started at 5 AM and I think I was finished at 5 AM. I was finished around 8:30, 8:45. And I remember when I finished, it was already 35 degrees. Morning. I'll say hello. When I finished the Abu Dhabi marathon, I'm guessing that was around 2004. I didn't do another marathon then until Ironman Australia, which was 2007. I was running a lot in that meantime. I was running short distance races, and I had started to work with a guy who had told me about this race he did in Hawaii. It was called an Ironman, and when he explained to me the distances, I asked him, was it like a multi-day event? I couldn't believe it was one day. And then the two of us made a pact we were going to do one. Which what led me to Ironman Australia, which is where I did that third marathon, and I ran that marathon in 4 hours and 1 minute, which was disappointing at the time. I thought I was going to run a bit quicker, but realised I spent way too much time swimming and biking and had neglected my running. So, after being disappointed with the Ironman marathon in Australia, I set myself a task of not doing another Ironman race until I had ran a sub 3:15 marathon. I don't know why I chose that number. I guess I knew much more about endurance sports then by that stage. I knew a lot more about marathon running, having blown up disastrously twice on my first Dublin and then in the Ironman marathon. So yeah, in 2009 I was living in London and worked in a gym where part of work I was running with clients. So I was doing a lot of running, a lot of easy running with people in Hyde Park, Kensington Gardens. I actually worked, that's where I met James Nielsen from Move More Now. Me and him worked together for 3 years. He's an awesome guy. I'll link his channel up here. If you're into reviews and tech reviews and shoe reviews, he is just fantastic and a good friend of mine. So big shout out to James. He actually got me into this YouTubing. So yeah, I ran a 3:15 in Dublin in 2009. That race, I came around the corner into the finish line and I looked at my watch and it was 3:15 something, but obviously I didn't start, by the time I got over the timing shift, so I knew it was really close. And I absolutely sprinted as hard as I could for the last probably about 400 meters. I'd been at the limit for a long time. It was a very well planned and very well structured marathon. I stuck to the plan totally and was almost empty and sprinted that last 400 meters and ended up at a time of 3:14 and 59 seconds. That's what my kids call the secret beach. There's 204 steps down to that beach according to my 9-year-old son. After I finished that 3:14 in Dublin, then in 2013 I went to do the Paris Marathon, and that went pretty well. It was a beautiful race. It was absolutely fantastic to run. The goal was to do that 3:15 again, and I ended up doing 3:22. I had a pair of Innovate super flat zero drop shoes with absolutely no support that I was using for just short distance races, and I was wearing them around the morning of the race walking down. I had a pair of Asics Gel Kahana in my bag, and I put my bag in and forgot to change my shoes. Literally realised as the race was starting that I had the wrong shoes on. Excuses are excuses. You know, when you do a 3:22 marathon you say, well, it's because I had the wrong shoes on. That's bullshit. I was in shape for 3:22. I had hoped to do 3:15. When somebody doesn't hit their goal, it's because they're not trying. It's not because they had the wrong shoes on. I got lost. I don't know how I got lost. I did this run like a bazillion times. Too busy looking at the camera, I suppose. Anyway, after that Paris Marathon, did 3:22, I moved back to Ireland and I hooked up with a group called the East of Ireland Marathon Club, where I did quite a few marathons in quite quick succession. This was around about 2013 to 2016, I suppose. I hit off quite a few. They were all around I think the first one was 3:54, just under 4 hours, and then after that they were all around that 3:20, between 3:15 and 3:20, probably for quite a few of them. Jeez, I am lost. And then I did a Dublin Marathon in 3:09, and that's when, after that one, I decided that I could probably have a crack at doing the sub 3 hour marathon. So trained quite a bit for a year, or so, no, 6 months later, rocked up in Manchester, gave the Manchester Marathon a crack and did 3:08 there. That was quite a good run, quite enjoyed it. That was a lovely course. Then came back and did Dublin again. This was the real sub 3 hour attempt. attempt and did another 3:08 in Dublin. So I decided then to take just a whole year and work on just marathon training. So a year after that, I rocked up in Chester, so the Chester Marathon in the north of England. I was in great shape for that. That was going to be my sub 3 for sure. But in that race, I got tripped up, fell, hurt my shoulder, ended up with quite a lot of chest pains, and ended up in St. John's Ambulance for about 20 minutes getting treated there. They wanted to check me over, and then I got back out and didn't want a DNF, so continued on with the race and finished with a 3:45, which I suppose isn't a bad time, but all things considering, that was a very disappointing day. So I took a year off marathon running after that. I said, right, I'll stop marathon running and just go and do something else. I thought I'd get back into doing a bit of triathlon. And then a year later, when I was cranking up to start training for the Dublin Marathon for another sub 3 hour attempt, the coronavirus hit. So here we are, during coronavirus, or lockdown. I didn't do a huge amount of running, just kept things ticking over, but really neglected my running, did a lot of cycling, got back into swimming a bit, and here I am now. Day 1 of becoming a better runner. Love running again, and got some goals that I want to hit. So that's it, that's the end of the trail run for today, and that's the end of me rabbiting on about my marathon running. To date, my fastest marathon is 3:08 and my last marathon was 3:45 or thereabouts in Chester. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please hit a like if you did, and any questions or comments below would be very much appreciated. Have a nice day and enjoy running, and like I say, run far, run fast, but most of all, run sensible.